We've been talking about for the last couple of weeks now that the Minnesota Timberwolves could create an interesting series with the Denver Nuggets, given their size and the athleticism of Anthony Edwards. Well, Game 1 certainly showed that. So T-Wolves take Game 1 in Denver, 106-99. Anthony Edwards had 43 points. Jokic had 32 points, but 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
Game 2 tonight, I don't think we can overstate how important this game is coming up.
No, and look, the Nuggets aren't going to panic, and they shouldn't panic. But the two-headed monster of Cat and Rudy Gobert, 2 years ago, people were like, oh, this isn't going to work, and then it didn't really work, and this year it's really blossomed. But every time I watch Anthony Edwards play, I think Tom Crain is the worst coach. Like, how do you not win with Anthony Edwards at Georgia?
Well, I mean, Rick Barnes didn't win with Kevin Durant.
Pass around. Well, at least he made it to the tournament. Georgia went 16-16. Mm-hmm. This Anthony Edwards cat is different. Like, it's different. Like, everybody, and John Morant's incredibly athletic, right? And he's somewhat improving as a shooter. But Anthony Edwards can do everything. He can do everything. And when you look at to be one of the most athletic guys in the NBA as a guard, but it's you mix that with the clutchness. I still like the Nuggets to win the series. I think they come back and win tonight, then go split in Minnesota, and they'll find a way to win it just because they're a full team and it's hard to beat them in a series. But what the Timberwolves have done, it's incredibly impressive. I mean, it's incredibly impressive. And if somehow the Timberwolves sneak by the Nuggets here, and Porzingis isn't healthy for the Celtics, right? And we'll see what happens with the Celtic Knicks. This is a team that could win it. Like the T-Wolves could legitimately win it. It's just getting past Denver is going to be the toughest part, even though you're up 1-0.
What do you think?
Well, I think when you talk about Anthony Edwards, there's two type of dudes, right? And I think why people are so drawn to Anthony Edwards, there's the guys who you're about to get in fights who said they're about to punch you in the face, and there's guys who just get up there and punch you in the face. Mm-hmm. And that's who Anthony Edwards is. Mm-hmm. He's coming for all of it, and he wants it. He wants his money. He wants it now. His favorite player was Kevin Durant, right? And he told Kevin Durant, I'm coming for you every single game. And you need that right now in the new NBA. But I will tell you this, the first stat I look at when it comes to the Nuggets game is the rebounds. That's what, I mean, the Nuggets got their ass kicked on the boards. And if you can, look, Jokic might have had 32, but it was a quiet. It was a quiet 32. And if you're the Timberwolves, that's what you need. And you're going to have to drop almost a 40-piece every night.
Well, that's the
every
thing.
Night.
Like, it wasn't luck. The reason the T was. If you're a Nuggets fan, that's the thing that should concern you the most. The Heat beat the Celtics in one game because they hit 23 three-pointers. That was an anomaly. That wasn't going to happen again. The T-Wolves didn't do anything spectacular outside of Anthony Edwards' individual performance, and you're going to get that a lot. I mean, that's something that you're going to see happen. But the physicality, which is the biggest shift, I think, for the T-Wolves, they've gone from a team that I thought was had a little bit of Charmin Ultra in them to now, I mean, they're tough as hell. So, again, and the T-Wolves won by 7. Like, they didn't hit some half-court shot to win by 1. So I think you're going to see a Nuggets team that always, I think, plays with urgency, but I think you're going to see that sense of urgency shot up through the roof today. And don't be shocked if you see somebody like a Caldwell Pope or somebody on the periphery go off tonight for the Nuggets with Jamal and with Jokic. But this series, I mean, it's going to be physical now. You watch it. This isn't for the faint of heart.
Well, in a sport where the best athlete on the court can dictate the outcome of a series like basketball, the way Anthony Edwards is playing this postseason, I do agree with you. I think the Timberwolves could win the championship. If they don't, though, let's say, I mean, they fight really hard, but the Nuggets win this in 6 or even 7. What happens to the Timberwolves after this? I mean, is this makeup of the team right now, is this their identity moving forward? Or is the Cat and Rudy Gobert, this Twin Towers approach, is this more of an experiment and we need to rethink this next year if we can't get by Denver? Like, what do you think they'll do?
I think it was an experiment, but, just ask Thomas Edison, sometimes experiments work out.
They make you famous.
Yeah, they asked him, it took him 1,000 attempts to make the light bulb, and they said, you failed this many times. He said, no, I didn't fail. I just found 999 ways not to make a light bulb. Well, in the past, the Minnesota Timberwolves have found out 999 ways not to be able to have a legitimate title contending team. Well, you put these two guys together, you add Anthony Edwards, which has lifted everybody else's play. Well, you just figured out that this is your light bulb. This is the recipe. This is the formula, right? The head coach believed in it, even when it wasn't super popular the year before. Don't go dance with the one that brought you, right? Now it's how can we continue to build the machine around this? This is our identity. This is who we are. right? My name's Minnesota. I identify as a tough-ass team with 2 bigs and a great guard around them. Now you build the rest of that team around it. So I think this is an experiment that worked out, an experiment that they were very consistent on and bullish on, and this is how you do it, right? And if you're Minnesota, like we talk about Detroit and they come up for the Lions, Twins, saw what they did in the postseason last year, breaking that streak. The T-Wolves are for real. I mean, it's not a bad situation going on in Minnesota.
Well, we'll get game 2 tonight. That line is -5.5 Denver right now. We'll also get game 1 of Knicks and Pacers. That series starts in New York. And then last night, the Cavs closed out the Magic in 7 games.
I loved betting the Cavs Magic series. You just take the home team. That's the way that one worked out. Yeah. I like the Knicks big tonight. The Pacers have struggled on the road. Go back and look at the Bucks game, Bucks series. Even with the Bucks hurt, that was kind of ping-ponging back and forth depending on who was at home. But the Garden is going to be insane tonight. Insane tonight. Look, I like Siakam. I like Halliburton. The Pacers are kind of built themselves, from who they drafted, which I always respect. But I like the Knicks big. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you haven't already, take some time to hit that subscribe button. Check out all our videos. Please continue to share them. We really, really appreciate it.